710 ESPN Seattle presents Bob and Groz's One More Thing.
Powered by the law offices of Heidi Hunt.
Who do those cowbell ringers think they are?
Yeah.
All right, Bob. I mean, that's it's now your turn to shine.
Well,
this really pissed you off today.
Yeah, it did. It did, and I think it got to a lot of our listeners today. Anybody who calls themselves a Seattleite probably took offense to this. And this was an open letter from Think Big Sacramento addressed to Christopher Hansen, the man who's behind the plan to bring the arena to Seattle and hopefully get a NBA, NHL franchise here in the city. This is from Think Big Sacramento, and it's an open letter. We'll get past all the descriptions of Sacramento and everything that makes Sacramento great. You read down a couple paragraphs.
Get to the stuff that bugs you.
We are especially troubled that you would be actively pursuing an initiative that you know will shortchange our community of badly needed jobs, given that your native city of Seattle knows the economic pain and suffering that comes when one city raids another city. One would think that Seattle, of all places, would be sensitive to engaging in such predatory behavior. Given what's at stake for Sacramento and your highly publicized effort to steal our team, we challenge you to come to Sacramento and participate in a debate at high noon on February 23rd at Oak Park Community Center, where you can defend the indefensible and explain the inexplicable, your effort to steal our jobs. And then he goes on to talk about the debate and who will be there and blah, blah, blah. And
Don't you love how it ends, though? Looking forward to seeing you in Sacramento. Sincerely, Jeremiah Johnson.
Jeremiah Jackson, you clown, you buffoon. Nobody's stealing your team. You've had 6 years, 6 years, 6 to get this thing figured out. And while I don't want to see the people of Sacramento lose what they love, it's not as if there was a thief that came in overnight and said, we're bringing it to Anaheim, we're bringing it to Seattle. You've had 6 years to deal with a franchise that hasn't been dealing properly as far as the NBA sees it and get a new arena figured out. Hasn't happened. The NBA, as Steve Kelly has put it, has opened an embassy there, essentially. You know, hyperbole, but basically saying they've gone through everything they could possibly do to make this thing succeed there. So if this vote fails, if it doesn't go through with this parking structure and $200 million, you've got nobody to blame but your local government. It's not Seattle coming to Sacramento to steal it from you, Jeremiah Jackson. It's not Anaheim coming in there. You blew it. Unlike the Seattle situation where it was raided, where it was an overnight thing. It wasn't 6 years of, hey, this is coming, let's get it figured out. Now they're it's like, you know, waiting to study for a test at the last minute. That's what they're doing. Now they're scurrying around trying to figure out, put this whole financing deal together. It's not coming together the way they want. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But if it doesn't, it's got nothing to do with Seattle pushing some magic button with David Stern saying, hey, bring it here. So to imply that we're poaching, that Seattle is somehow invading them and stealing their franchise is asinine and wrong.
Yeah!
Well put.